I'm Becky Barge, Senior News and Social Media Reporter at Cosmetics Business. And for today's conversation, I am joined by Alexandra Malet, the CEO of hair care brand HairFlair. Hello, Alexandra.
Hi, Becky. Nice to see you.
Hi, Alexandra. Yeah, it's a pleasure having you on Cosmetics Business in conversation with HairFlair today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolute pleasure. And so tell us, who is HairFlair and what's their USP?
HairFlair is a group of international men and women who are looking to produce products that are going to style hair with kindness. Our original hero product was Curlformers. We developed it a little over 10 years ago now, and it smashed into the US market with through Sally Beauty 10 years ago. And it turns out that developing this product, which will do the work for you, it will curl your hair using a wash and set method. So you apply them on damp hair, you leave your hair to dry, or you can use a hair dryer on low heat setting, and then your hair will set into a curl. And what we realized very quickly is that these curlers will curl any hair type, whether it's curly hair all the way through to very straight hair, thin or thick hair. And that was an amazing coincidence advantage for us, because we didn't realize how versatile this product was going to be. And that means that Curlformers and waveformers, now that we've developed, are going to curl all hair types, including wigs and weaves, and kindly.
And how is this, technology driving your brand forward?
Well, it really is based on the fact that we want to style hair kindly. So we are always looking for no heat damage. And it means that you are going to be able to use all of our tools with either a low heat setting, which is absolutely fine. It's not the product that needs a low heat setting. What we're concerned about is your hair. You can just air dry your hair naturally, and that's going to take a little bit longer. But if you're really in a hair care regime where you don't want to use any heat at all, then that's absolutely fine.
And so during the first UK-wide lockdown, hairstyling tools took a complete nosedive, while self-care was just absolutely booming. And how did your brand sort of perform during those really challenging months?
We found that thanks to the versatility of our tools and our styling products, that in fact that they correspond completely to what the consumer was asking for at that point and has continued to ask for. And that is, how can I style my hair with care? How can I style my hair kindly? And how can I style it so that it looks actually styled? and that's what Curlformers and waveformers and our other products are going to do. Serendipitously, we were able to bring out the scrunchies, and that was a fantastic addition to our accessories spectrum, because they came out. We brought out they're really big scrunchies. They're really fun, and it was exactly on trend. When it comes to self-care as well, that dips into sustainability. And what we pride ourselves in is to always look to be a part of the solution and not part of the problem. So during 2020, we took out plastics from our bags. We have been proactively looking at how can we look at alternatives to plastics, to nylons, to even cotton. It's to ensure that we use sustainable cotton if we are going to use it. Where can we find that? So it's the consumer is not looking only for self-care for themselves. They are looking to see how their impact from what they buy, what's that going to be? And we want to be part of helping them along that.
Amazing. That's great to hear. And so you talk about HairFlair as a really consumer-centric brand, and how are you now responding to consumers' constantly changing demands?
Another way that we've looked at creating more sustainable products is, for example, we've just brought out a brand new comb for styling curly hair. We developed that with top London hairstylist Corinne Jackson, and so she tried out different combs for us in her salon with her team, and we came up with this one. And there are other combs on the market, but this one has the best of all of those, and it doesn't have any of the negatives of all of those. But the biggest USP is going to be the fact that it's made of PLA, which is biodegradable. So it's made from sustainable raw materials, and it's biodegradable. So it completes a full circle, and there's no plastic in it. So it's always looking for that. From a consumer-centric point of view, our biggest momentum comes from ensuring that all of our products can be used for all hair types, all cultures around the world. That's just been something that's always been our ethos. What we want to do is curl hair kindly. We were very, very proud because in 2020 we received Pure Beauty Awards. One of them was we won the Pure Beauty Award for Best New Inclusive Hair Product. So that was for our Waveformers and for our Soft Hood. And we were also finalist for Best New Styling Product for our Styleformers serum called Nourish. And it's just, I mean, we were watching it on webinar because that was 2020, right? So it was the whole team, and we all had our champagne at home, and we all went, wow. So it's just great. And it's a great reward to have. We have a few awards set up coming along in 2021 that we've entered for. One of them will be for the comb. So we hope that that's going to make some people sit up and notice as well. So
yeah. Oh, well, I certainly hope so. Good luck in those categories. And
thank you.
Just to sort of move away from sort of how you've been, working for the consumer demand, what's your sort of retail strategy? How are you going to get those products to your consumers?
So our retail strategy for both the retail consumer and the professional consumer, we were lucky enough to be launched in the USA first, and that was for the consumer market in the US. We were developed for the professional market, but at the time, the professional market about 10 years ago wasn't ready for Curlformers curling hair. They were still very much into straightening hair, whereas the consumer was already starting to think, actually, I kind of want a little bit of this. So that, and major market is still the USA today. We distribute through Sally Beauty, we distribute through Target, we distribute our online D2C. So we have continued to really build on that. We then concentrated over to the UK and Europe, and where there's been more of a demand for professionals, from professionals. And now we distribute to professionals in the UK, in France, in Italy, in Germany. And then what we did is, okay, right, so where's the next stop? And that's going to be Asia. And in Asia, what we decided to do was to go for Japan, because that's where they perm traditionally. And there are other selling points for a Japanese market, is that they've got disposable income. Salons are very important there. So that's how we map out our strategy. And whilst we're doing that, when it comes from a marketing point of view, we work with top hairstylists. We work with names in the industry, such as when we've just undergone a major rebranding, and we worked with Marie Claire's beauty editor as artistic director. So that was a fantastic opportunity. When we've done our photo shoots, we've used top hairstylists, photographers. We don't do very many, but we do it well. And I think that shows when you go to our website, you can really see great photography, great imagery that shows a whole spectrum of hairstyles, hair types, and what you can do.
Yeah. Gosh, I mean, yeah, you say about, having big names in there, I mean, has that been really challenging, to sort of land those gigs, and how's it going in Japan?
Well, landing those gigs, yes, it's work. When we were able, we were very fortunate to be the principal hairstyling tool for the London Fashion Week, for Julian McDonald and Greg Gabriella show, for autumn. Well, so it was in last September, and that was for 2019. The other September, and that was just a fantastic experience. And we've got great imagery to show for it, and the models. The whole point of the hairstyling there was to create big waves, because it is coming from the consumer, and it made its way to the catwalk. The Japanese, when we went out there, took us 2 years to build up that contract that we have, for which we're very proud. We signed a contract with a salon, they are a chain of salons, but also they distribute. They're called Revol. They're a young Japanese company, and they want to revitalize the perm in Japan, but they don't want to do it in any old way. They don't want to use, they wanted something which was modern. They wanted to use something which was fresh. So we actually were, I mean, it was fantastic. They came over to London. We went over to Japan to meet their academy, to meet their educators, to educate them. We worked for 6 months together. They developed perming solution to go with our Curlformers ranges and waveformer ranges. And they launched just last September 2020, when Japan opened up again and the salons opened up again. And since then, they're really happy. So we are marching on into 2021, new orders, and they are distributing. I mean, it's a major market in Japan. It's around 10 billion pounds, the hair and beauty market in Japan, just Japan. And our distributor is looking, to really boost us in there. And here's hoping.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we've talked, I mean, you must have had, I mean, regardless of pandemic, you've had a very busy last couple of years. So, I mean, what are your intentions of moving into 2021? We talked very briefly about, ramping up in Asia. And you mean, could you be thinking about some new product launches, or maybe an investor? And how do you intend to bring more customers to your brand on a global scale?
2021, wow. We're all glad to be in 2021. But we're really excited for 2021. Despite the pandemic, we did manage to secure this contract in Japan. We secured another contract in Germany. We developed more in France. And what we're going to be looking in 2021 is to really consolidate on those fronts and look for bigger and better ways to distribute and to meet consumer demands as the consumer and the markets change. We're a very fortunate product in that we meet demands of many niche markets, which means that we end up catering to the general market, and each person can identify themselves in their unique way on how they want to use whatever our products are, any of them. And so that means that we have a lot of more opportunities that are ready and waiting for us to go for. So for 2021, we're really excited to be going out, looking for and securing investment, so that we can really move forward and leap onto these opportunities. We've done really well so far. We have got notoriety, we've got fantastic brand awareness, we've got great marketing, and the consumers agree with us. So that's going to be 2021, and we're going to continue to work on our digital as well. It's the way forward for everybody. So that's what we're excited about.
Yeah, no denying that digital is the way forward. It's just
Yep,
going to happen. It's here now.
it
Well, I
really
mean,
is.
it sounds like a really exciting year that you've got coming up, Alexandra. And thank you so much for joining me today. It's been such a pleasure having you on here with Cosmetic Business in Conversation with HairFlair.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's been great speaking to you, Becky.
No, it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks.
And that was Cosmetics Business in Conversation with Alexandra Malet, CEO of HairFlair. And if any viewers would like to discover more interviews with companies like HairFlair from across the beauty industry, head to our YouTube channel and hit subscribe or visit cosmeticsbusiness.com.